The 6th of February 2022 will mark the 41st anniversary of the Tarehe Sita celebrations here in Uganda. And joining me at the center of this conversation is none other than Brigadier General Felix. I beg your pardon, is none other than Brigadier General Felix. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning to you. I haven't known your name yet.
My name is Shivan.
Good morning, Shivan, and good morning, viewers.
Thank you for joining us this morning on
Thank you for having me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get right into the conversation. So as a leader in the UPDF, how do you feel about this 41st anniversary?
Both happy and sad.
Okay. A mix of emotions?
Yes, a mixture of emotions. Happy because it's 41 years since gallant young men with one middle-aged man, who is President Museveni, 40 of them,
okay,
armed with only 27 guns, had the audacity and made a daring attack on a government military garrison of Kabamba. So this day, Tarehe Sita, or the 6th of February, is our birthday as the UPDF.
It's the time when you were reborn.
That's the time we were born.
Okay.
And sad because we lost comrades. They paid the ultimate price, as we say, to make you and I have the freedom to interact like this. So their emotions, but at the same time, I feel proud of them. That they were so patriotic as to say, enough is enough. So that's why it's mixed emotion. But I'm happy that yes, what we started 41 years ago succeeded. And here we are on an upward trajectory as a country.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So why are we celebrating this time around in the Elgon region?
First of all, it is rotational. We always go to different regions. Last year, even with COVID, we had it in Masaka,
yes,
the Greater Masaka region. This time, Elgon has two reasons. One, it is yes, their turn. But two, we are retracing, as the theme says, retracing the people's struggle. We are retracing the struggle of our precursor, the Fronasa. They are gallant Ugandans from Bugisu region, from Sebei region actually, I mean from Elgon region, that participated, that started the Fronasa with Mr. Museveni. People like Nagimesi, people like Magode Ikuya, Maumbe Muhwana. These are people, yes, who indeed had the daring to say, Amin can go. But these were already revolutionized in their mind because they were part of the Vietnam solidarity group. People who were supporting Vietnam in that war that had with the Americans. And then Mr. Museveni was a leader of the African Revolutionary Students in Dar es Salaam. So he linked people who had a similar thought like him. And they began clandestine movements to remove Idi Amin. Some lost their lives.
Along the way?
Along the way. Even his comrade, Mwesiga, Black, was killed in Mbale. So we have gone back to say, people of Elgon region, thank you.
So in other words, you're moving to the different regions where actually your people walked the journey.
Not necessarily, but this time around, yes. Other regions before, it has been their turn. But even then, wherever we go, there are people who indeed have made a contribution to the struggle we have had to emancipate this country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I am aware that among the people that have actually come on board with you are among sister agencies. You have the Uganda Police Force, you have Uganda Wildlife Authority. Why these particular organizations?
Well,
or entities?
They are part of the security sector. Yeah, and normally whenever we have parade, they join us, including prisons, Uganda Prison Service. You had forgotten them. We normally have parade with these agencies because they are our sister agencies in the security sector. Yes.
So what are some of your profound achievements that you would say that as you even celebrate the 41st anniversary, which is this Sunday, the 6th of February 2022, what are some of the achievements that you can actually clearly state out and say, we have been able to achieve this in 41 years?
For starters, I will start with the obvious. The fact that we are seated together in a studio.
Peace and
Previously, excuse me, a soldier walked in the studio to announce a coup d'etat. Now we are here to discuss Tarehe Sita with the people.
with the public.
With the public. But number two, where we are. This is a media house that did not exist 41 years ago. Actually, we only had one television station.
Yes.
Now we have, I think, 70 or 8 of them. In my humble view, it's an achievement of that liberation. The economy, this road that I have used to come here, was horrible. Now it is a carpet. So the economy has grown from minus. At the time we took over in 86, the economy was growing minus 200%. Today, it's growing. Actually, at one point, at 7%, the highest in the world. Even now, despite COVID, we are growing at 3.5%. That is resilience of our people, the good policies that government has put in place, that has enabled innovators to put up businesses like this one.
Yes.
We celebrate it.
Okay.
3, we celebrate you, the young people, the UB40. I was sharing with the students in Arua on Sunday that it was as if a ration in each school would find lame children. Today, it's history. We would never talk about sicknesses like measles, that we believed if you mentioned the measles, the children around would catch it or contract it. So we're calling it Murangira, a prince. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Now we have the freedom to say, no, measles have been chased. So the 6 killer diseases that killed children before their 5th birthday were eliminated by this government. That's why we have a population explosion in this country.
Absolutely.
In 33 years of this government, we have 36 years of this government, we have added 33 million people. Would you believe it? Because in 1980, the population was about 11 million. So let's say by 86, we had added about 1 million. Now we are 45 million. That explosion is because of the stability, peace, good health care, and then we regard it as a dividend. The youth dividend.
Yes.
It's labor. 2, it's market. So why don't we celebrate? And then democracy. We have had elections every 5 years since then. People choose their leaders. Now we went even beyond the usual. For us, our democracy is up to the village, because the villagers elect the local council. So they determine how they want to be led from the village. Now we have added the flavor in economics.
Yes.
We are taking planning and the entire government to the parish. Omuluka, the parish development model. People are not only determining, they are making decisions politically, but now even economically and socially.
At local level.
Yeah.
So looking at aspect of peace and security still, I am aware that you have taken on different you took on different wars, like the aspect that took place in Somalia in regard to AMISOM. We're aware that these different entities were carried out by the UPDF. So what are some of that achievements in terms of peace and security? For
starters, the country has been stable for 36 years. And for the first time in the history, in 500 years of this country, the entire country is peaceful. This had never happened. And because of that reason, these other achievements have been registered by both the citizens and government. But 2, we have been able to export peace now. You have correctly mentioned AMISOM.
Yes,
where we have gone to Somalia to help stabilize that country. We have helped our brothers and sisters in Congo. Before, if we hadn't removed the Mobutu in 96, the Congolese wouldn't have had elections. But at least now they have had elections 3 times. We have helped our brothers and sisters in South Sudan. Even now, we are the guarantors of the peace process in South Sudan. We have helped people in Burundi, in Rwanda. So we have exported peace. Yet before 86, we were exporters of refugees Uganda had the highest number of refugees, I think, in the continent. Now, thanks to this government, we are a net recipient of refugees from our neighbors.
So on many occasions, UPDF has been ranked, highest of all the armies. Do you concur with this particular reasonette?
Of course I do. Even if it wasn't true. Excuse me. But I do, because indeed we are the highest. We are the best in discipline, in performance. We have done even what superpowers don't do. We deployed in South Sudan in 4 days. The president of South Sudan requested for support. In 4 days we were there. Now, nobody has that achievement. Today, as we speak, we have scaled the terrain in the eastern DRC, thick forests. Who are we? The UPDF.
The UPDF.
The UPDF.
Well, talking about discipline in that regard, we have
Yes.
had a number of situations, including where we had a UPDF soldier shoot a policeman in regard to discipline. So do you think that as UPDF, there are some things that you notably do need to improve on?
First of all, it is regrettable. But secondly, like all organisms,
Oh, yes.
society, human beings, errors are made as you move, as you interact with people. The bottom line with us, we take action against those who are errant. There is no way you ever find a perfect society. So we are not perfect, but certainly we are the best. So those errors happen, and they are regrettable, but we keep on drumming in our ears the respect for the civilians.
Okay.
Because our civil-military relations must be top-notch.
As we look forward in the near future, what does UPDF plan to achieve, or what are we expected to see better from the Uganda People's Defense Forces?
Thank you very much for that good question. First of all, we were deployed in agriculture to help in the input distribution.
Okay.
And 2018, we had a bump harvest of maize, thanks to that effort. Now we have been moved from there to President's Office to do monitoring and reporting. We are here to see what that will bring. But now we have been given all government projects to our engineering brigade. You know, we renovated the Namgongo Shrine before the Pope came.
Yes.
Successfully. That's an achievement we have had to register, and now we look forward to executing all these assignments we have been given in the engineering brigade. 2, we are entering into R&D, research and development. We want to contribute to the country's scientific development. 3, we look forward to more efforts to stabilize Africa. You can see what's happening in West Africa now. Are we going to sit and say that's West Africa? It's part of Africa.
Okay.
So we look forward to helping our brothers and sisters where there is no stability to stabilize them.
Okay. So in a bid to keep your relationship with the public, I have seen a number of UPDF soldiers in relation to the 41st anniversary, even in the Elgon sub-region and Kampala metropolitan area. A number of them have actually come to, in regard to sanitation. We see some of them are actually constructing medical facilities. What's your thought?
First of all, what's the reason? Why do we do it? We come back to population to say, we belong to you.
We are part of you.
We are part of you. So that's why we touch the sensitive areas: medical, eye care, dentistry, and then schools, and then cleaning the environment. As UPDF, we have been involved in the environmental protection for some time. We want to even promote even more. We have been planting trees, and we would wish to plant even more, because as you can see, climate change is on us as a country. So we would like to call even other Ugandans to join us in this effort.
Okay.
If you cut 1 tree, plant 10. Yeah.
So for people out there, for someone watching us this morning who doesn't even have a reason or a reason to celebrate the Tarehe Sita celebrations because they feel that the UPDF in one or the other has either angered them or they just see no reason to celebrate, what would you tell them this morning?
Well, of course, emotions are emotions. Number 2, we are all different. We don't see things the same way. In fact, there's somebody who said we are celebrating an illegality. We attacked the government army.
Okay.
And he's a member of parliament. And I replied that this illegality has given him the chance to be a member of parliament. He wouldn't have been, maybe. But look at the positive side of life. 2, educate yourself to the history of this country. Then you see that we have reason to celebrate. Because those who do not appreciate what we went through as a country, you know, this was a village, incidentally, where we are now, before we came in. But that is not the issue. The issue was, how was the city? You would find the bodies littered in the morning on the streets of Kampala. You imagine from Oasis Mall roundabout to Serena roundabout, that sector of the road, you would find about 5 bodies in the morning. Yet, Crescent Towers was the headquarters of the Ministry of Education. It was the headquarters of the Ministry of Internal Affairs.
Yes.
And this one was Radio Uganda and Uganda Television. Passing that place alone, there was a military garrison. Today, you only see policemen guarding the gate. These are small things. Yesterday I was with Dr. Tango Doi.
Okay.
He says he never buys watches because a soldier took away his father's watch that he had bought for him. And when you see somebody with a watch, he's traumatized. Personally, I was robbed of a jacket and a watch by a soldier. So today you look at things, you admire them, and they say, bless you, good Uganda.
Amen.
Yes. So we have reason to celebrate.
Okay. So in your capacity, in your army capacity, we have seen a number of coup d'etats happening around Africa. Among them are the ones that actually happened in Burkina Faso. What's your thoughts on them?
You see, I did express worry in 2015. There was a conference convened by Accord in Dar es Salaam.
Yes, yes. And
Professor Nyang' Nyong from Nairobi, from Kenya, was the keynote speaker. That time he was the minister in Kenya.
Yes.
And I did express concern that as the military was educating itself, the political class in Africa was not. And I told them that a contradiction is going to arise. And if a contradiction arises, the military will take over. That's what we are seeing. Yesterday, in my presentation to NRM Youth, again, one of the audience members pointed it out. He's an advocate. He said, the military is educating itself, the political class is not. So what's bound to happen is that you have therefore political leadership that does not match with the expectations and aspirations of the people. And the army is from the people, so they are watching. The coup maker in Burkina Faso said, we cannot afford a weak leader.
Yes.
And this is what is happening. And I want to dare say that actually some of the so-called friends from overseas want weak leadership in Africa. So my prayer is that let the political class educate themselves also on the pertinent questions of the day. How do we deal with the political questions, with the economic questions, with the social questions? How do we get people out of poverty given the divergent demands that we have on our resource envelope? How do we deal with corruption? Which actually robbery, me I call it robbery, you people baptize it corruption out of diplomacy. People are robbing public resources and we massage them, they are corrupt. No. How do we deal with robbery of public resources? How do we deal with backwardness? 21st century people have jiggers on their elbows. 21st century, the capital city of Uganda suffers from typhoid, which is caused by bacteria from human fecal. Human feces.
Yes.
Capital city of Kampala. Those, for me, those are the issues that should be concerning every elite
Yes.
that thinks of leading at whatever level. So I think the best thing to avoid, because first of all, we insulated this country by politicizing the army. For us, we taught the army political education. In political education, we do emphasize civil-military relations, respect for civil authority, respect for civilians. You are subordinate civilian authority. We emphasize it. But a question has been asked to me before. What if the leader we have is taking the country backwards? What do we do? What if the leader we have is saving the country? What do we do? Now, these are your issues. So to avoid such issues arising, even the political class should educate ourselves. For us, we are doing so. Not only military training, we are reading politics, we are reading strategy.
Yes.
We are reading economics. Are our counterparts in the political class doing the same? I'm afraid no. So I pray they do that to avoid these coups, but they are bound to happen. And then three, the other factor, building strong institutions
Within
of
a
government,
country.
within a country, the
Yes.
judiciary, the legislature, the army itself. One of the issues in West Africa are the challenges by the fundamentalists that the national militaries are failing to contend.
Yes, to contend with them.
So when they have the pressure in the field, they are not being supported from the rear. What do? They come back on you. The UPDF has been politicized, number one. Number two, it has been built on strength. Number three, we are educated on what is going on in the country. Number four, we have capacity to deal with the challenges that come up either to security or to politics.
Okay, so Brigadier, as we wind up this conversation, as we get to the close of the conversation, a politician such as Semujunganda feel that the NRA, which is the National Resistance Army, have sort of infiltrated that UPDF. What are your thoughts on that?
National Resistance Army has infiltrated the UPDF. My thought is that actually we plead guilty. I'm NRA myself, and the NRA was a very good breed. So if you can be infected by NRA, so be it.
So be it.
Yes.
Well, how about the young people? What do they need to know about the Tarehe Sita celebrations?
The young people should
Tarehe
Sita,
celebration.
they should know first and foremost that we are celebrating a fundamental change, a change from not only tyranny, but also economic transformation that is taking place. And three, that this country has had an ugly history that has been changed to a positive one. That we are now the maker and the realm of other countries for political progress. That's what we're celebrating. And we are celebrating, like I said, the youth barrage. We could not have done it unless government put in place good policies that protected the children that have now become adults. But most importantly, what should be the reflection from Tarehe Sita?
Okay.
That the army brought peace and stability for you young people to innovate.
Yes.
Because when you make innovation, you invest, you improve on yourself, you contribute to the country's development.
So, Brigadier, finally, take us back to 1981. At this time, what was the country like?
Fortunately, I was here in Kamwacha on Chira Road.
Okay.
Every day, soldiers would be roaming the street. If you're a girl, they would grab you and take you. If you were a man and you dress smartly, they would undress you and take away your clothes. It was normal. Shooting was okay. Politicians were being arrested. Jebedi Bidanisari, the father of Bebe Cool, was arrested. The media houses we had at the time were all closed except two, the national newspaper, Uganda Times, and the party, UPC party paper, the people. Journalists therefore were on the run. This Onyango Bo you read about was in, and the Honorable Afro-Gut were in Weekly Topic. It was closed. But so life was very uncertain around this time. So you either ran out of the country or you remained coiled in your house. I normally remind people that men had ceased being men. You know, a man seeing soldiers coming and he would run under the bed telling the wife, Muchala basajja babo. A man is telling his wife, Abasajja babo, meaning men are there coming. So you have not a man anymore. That was the kind of life. Uncertainty, fear, killings every day.
Yes.
That was the life we were living in. And of course, scarcity of essential commodities. I only drank sugar after 85. After 86, I didn't know how sugar tasted. I only got soap after then. We were using purple leaves to wash our uniforms as students. So there has been a fundamental change. Now you walk in a shop and you have shopping malls, not just a shop, shopping malls and arcades.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Spread across the
to
country.
buy a new clothes, you would be maybe glad if you are lucky to be connected to a government official who can travel abroad and buy you a shirt.
Okay.
Otherwise, you are using second-hand clothes.
Well, finally, your last remarks to anyone watching us this morning.
First of all, thank you, CTV, for hosting me. Ugandans, I want to salute you for the support you have been given. For us, we believe minus your support, we can't survive. Our commander-in-chief told us in 81, the people need the army, but the army cannot exist without the people. So we salute you for supporting us. Our prayer, we are ready to continue hanging out there to protect you. Please innovate. Please invest. Please save whatever you get, invest, so that you can change your life, so that you can contribute the country, and we develop.
Amazing. And how about your colleagues in uniform as well, the soldiers at large?
Well, guys in uniform, you have given this country your best. Don't give up. Keep it up. Whatever the provocations, please keep your sanity. We still need to remain the best army this continent has seen.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation this morning on Sunrise at Sea and coming to shed more light in regard to the 41st anniversary celebrations.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for being a part of Sunrise at Sea. That was Brigadier General Felix Kulaije giving us an insight as to what's happening in regard to the celebrations. But a viewer online has whispered in my little ear, and the text has come in, and they would like you to sing for them one of those songs that you used to sing.
First of all, I'm not a good singer.
And we shall sing together. Okay.
Moto wawaka, moto wawaka, moto uliwaka kabamba, wawaka, wawaka, wawaka.
Moto wawaka. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, that winds up the conversation that we had for you this morning on the Twitter Jabs. Thank you so much for keeping it right here at Sunrise at Sea. Up next is your favorite segment, beauty, wellness, and lifestyle. You definitely do not want to miss.